Noah Kahn, Brian and Kenzie, Q101. So we're not quite to 8:30. So coming up after the review of Point Break will be the new keyword for the golden ticket and your chance as a qualifying prize. How about Weezer? And that's going to be over at the Allstate Arena. So you get Weezer coming up. That's Friday, September 6th, which isn't that far away now when you think about it.
No, and I'll be there. I'm super, super excited for that show. They're playing the Blue album in full for the 30th anniversary of that.
Much like Riot Fest with Offspring doing Smash, I love these album plays. And you think from Tuesday, Dookie and American Idiot and other songs that Green Day did all in one night was insane. And I'm really digging it. These 30 anniversaries of albums, these 20 anniversary of albums, it's pretty damn cool. But let's get on to something that's 33 years old this year, just past that anniversary of the movie Point Break with Patrick Swayze and Keanu Reeves. The best movie combo in movie history, without question.
In terms of a 1-2 punch of actor and actor?
You had one that was already a legitimate star from 80s to 90s, Patrick Swayze, and Keanu that was on the rise. He'd been in a few movies by then. He had Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. That's got to be on your list at some point.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
Oh, my goodness. So he had that where he was kind of this, I don't need to explain the Bill and Ted right now. We'll get to that later.
Let's get to that later.
Let's get right.
So cinema started in the early 1900s, right?
Let's sidebar that one for just a smidgen.
And then we got to Bill and Ted.
I see.
Let's just focus on Point Break.
That's a good one. That's a good call.
And as we always do, so Case watched this because he watched Fast and Furious last week. I said, you have to watch Point Break then because Fast and Furious stole the exact plot of Point Break. But let's get to the trailer. As we always do, from 1991, the trailer for Point Break.
On the coast of Southern California, you can only surf, party, and make love for so long before it's time to go to work.
Rock and roll.
27 banks in 3 years. Anything to catch the perfect wave.
I'm not a crook.
Patrick Swayze.
Fear causes hesitation, and hesitation will cause your worst fears to come true.
Keanu Reeves.
You think I joined the FBI to learn to surf?
Point Break.
Adios, amigo!
Okay, maybe the greatest trailer of all time.
No kidding.
That's so badass.
You could only, what did he say in the beginning? You could only surf and make love and party.
Party and make love for so long before you have to get to work.
On the coast of Southern California,
That's what you always say.
you can only surf, party, and make love for so long before it's time to go to work.
Okay.
That's what I say to my husband.
Surfing out there in the pond in Elgin.
Yeah, just, come on, let's get to work here.
Hanging 10.
Okay, Kay, so it's all you. I'm really jealous you got to watch this for the first time. As a 25-year-old that doesn't, see all the big movies out there before we started doing this bit, what did you think of Point Break? Talk to me.
So sometimes when I listen to music, I have the thought of like, oh man, I was born in the wrong generation because, I really wish I was experiencing, say, bands in 1991 in real time because I was born at the end of the 90s and I missed so many great movements throughout music history. Watching Point Break made me also feel like I was in the wrong generation because I should have been a world-class bank robber in my 20s, and I missed out on that opportunity.
Facts.
I could have been Bodie.
Well, let's not get carried away.
I get you, Case, because I've always thought that I would be super good at surfing. I don't know why, but I always feel like I have a lot of strength in my legs. It's the biggest part of my body. I'm very low and sturdy. I feel like if you're tall, it works against you. I feel like I can keep my balance on a board. I just am like, if I could be in a sport, this would be it. And I see that movie, and I'm like, I would have been part of the culture.
Wow,
Yeah.
I love that. See, I watch the bank robbers with the president masks, and I go like, this could have been me. I could have been Nixon. I'm fascinated by Nixon anyway. Let me throw his mask on. These banks back then, they had all this money, and they had the smallest security presence imaginable. Now, everywhere you go, Big Brother's watching. There's cameras all over the place. The Patriot Act killed bank robbers for good. I hate it. This movie made me want to rob a bank so badly.
I just wanted to be Bodie when I saw this movie.
God. Well, it's a lot like I watched Karate Kid for the first time, and my takeaway was that Daniel sucks and that Cobra Kai were the good guys in the movie because they rode motorcycles and did karate, which is awesome.
Karate.
This guy robs banks and surfs. He's like my hero. He's awesome.
We had a listener, I believe, checked in last week when we talked about this a little bit and said he named his kid Bodie. I wanted to change my name to Bodie when I saw this movie.
That should have been one of your radio names.
Oh, should have been.
I know, you have so many names. Why don't you just pick it?
You know what's funny? Is there is a Bodie radio guy out there already.
Oh, is there?
One of these guys took that name. I'm Bodie. And I said, I'd look like that. I can't do that.
That's too bad. 312, it's so funny you say that. 312 literally just checked in and said, Point Break is so good. If I have a son, I'm totally naming him Bodie.
Hell yeah.
How many Bodies are there out there? Are there more Bodies than cases?
I used to live next to a Bodie.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did.
Wait, here?
Yes, I did.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did.
Was it Patrick Swayze?
No.
Oh, damn.
I wish. Boy, would I have a different story.
You know that was a kid that was named after the movie because I never heard that name Bodie ever when I was growing up until Point Break came out.
Yeah,
That's true.
I live next to a Bodie, but I think he was named after a snowboarder in the Olympics.
Which is kind of surfing, but cold.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
Which is another reason I thought it'd be good at surfing because I was pretty good at snowboarding, but I hate snow. I'm like, well, this sucks because it's going to the chalet because of high chocolate.
A lot of things you wish you could be.
I know.
And then it just can't happen. I'm just
can do
curious.
it.
First now, it's just if there is a Bodie listening, call in.
Please let us know.
If there's a Bodie, just a Bodie out there listening. Anyway, back to your Point Break review.
The thing I love about this movie is that, and I mean no disrespect, I hope, you specifically, Brian, because you're so protective over Roadhouse, you understand what I mean by this. Because now, because I've watched Roadhouse and Dirty Dancing and Point Break, I have a relationship with Patrick Swayze.
Amen. Me too.
Again, something Kenzie wanted to do,
I know.
but
Son of a nutcracker.
couldn't make happen.
Something once you wanted to do.
I saw Dirty Dancing. I was like, well, I know what family vacation we should be going on.
So I've seen him in all these different roles now, and Roadhouse is like, it's fun. It's not necessarily good, but it's really fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Point Break is just incredible. This is such a great movie. The cast here, it's Swayze, it's Keanu. Thank God it's not Matrix era Keanu, because I still don't understand what The Matrix was about.
This is pre-Matrix.
Yeah. And then Gary Busey, who I only know from Entourage and Celebrity Apprentice. I had never actually seen Gary Busey act as a character before.
He's fun, huh?
He's a good actor.
Oh, well, he was legendary. I mean, that's why he got in Entourage, because he was a legendary actor.
And Celebrity Apprentice.
They call like an actor's actor he was. Because he was in a movie, The Buddy Holly Story, where he lost like 100 pounds to be rail thin and he became Buddy Holly. He looked just like him. And that's what in this role, he's a completely, obviously, maniac.
He is a maniac, but he's like a fun maniac. And he loves meatball subs, which, man, after my own heart. And boy, do I understand being on a stakeout and wanting a meatball sub so bad.
Yeah.
But I really, we talked about this, for the 6 months I've been doing these reviews. I've learned that I love movies, and I'm so glad that I've brought Patrick Swayze into my life, because I've now seen him in a bunch of different roles.
See?
You can now say, Case, you're crazy for Swayze.
I could say that.
Yep.
Many would say that.
Yeah.
And I love him in this movie because it's so different than Dirty Dancing, obviously, but it's even so different than Roadhouse, because in Roadhouse, he's like cool and calm and quiet, but he's still a badass. In this movie, he's insane.
Yeah.
He's just out of his mind. And I love the monologue that he gives. I love any time in a movie where a bad guy gives a monologue to explain why his actions are actually good.
Yeah.
And he does that in this monologue.
Do you realize that we have hit 30 banks in 3 years and they haven't been able to touch us? And all this does is up the stakes of the game.
The stakes, Bodie! I mean, the only person this is a game to is you, man. This is real. I mean, this is serious and I am scared, okay? So I say we get the out of here now, tonight. Okay?
Run, you die. Come on, think about it. This was never about money for us. It was about us against the system. That system that kills the human spirit. We stand for something. To those dead souls inching along the freeways in their metal coffins, we show them that the human spirit is still alive.
And that's what I say every morning before we go on the air. That's what this show is. You out here in your metal coffins listening to the radio show. I got goosebumps. I get goosebumps every time Patrick Swayze talks in a movie.
About anything.
God.
He's, they get people to do like insurance commercials and stuff. They should have, when he was live, picked him. Because boy, would I have thought that that's the insurance I needed.
What a tragic loss.
Doesn't that monologue just want to make you wreck havoc at a PNC right now?
Yeah, I want to go kick the TV down off the wall right now. I really do.
I want to ruin a Chase Bank employee's day.
Yeah.
I just want to get in the bank and raise hell like Stone Cold Steve Austin. And then it's great, his interplay with Keanu Reeves throughout the entire movie. It's a weird, they have immediate chemistry, but sometimes it borders on like weird quasi-sexual chemistry where it's like a mentor and a peer, and sometimes like, are they going to kiss or are they going to fight? And then they have, of course, the legendary I am an FBI agent, which I'd love to hear that audio right now.
Oh my gosh. So
I can't do this. Sure you can. Who knows, you might like it. It's a killer rush. Buddy, this is your wake-up call, man. I am an FBI agent. I know, man. Isn't it wild? You know, that's what makes it great, Johnny. We can exist on a different plane. We can make our own rules. Why be a servant to the law when you can be its master?
if you hang in my friend group, you've heard me say that line at least 1,200 times. I am an FBI agent, Bodie. I know, man. Isn't it cool?
That's the thing. Like, Swayze just defends his actions the entire time.
He doesn't care.
By the end of the movie, I'm like, you know what? I would jump out a plane for this guy.
Yeah.
This guy's right all the time. It's absolutely incredible. This is one of my favorite. Bodie is one of my favorite characters in movie history now.
Love it.
It's Doughboy from Boys in the Hood, and it's Bodie from Point Break. That's the power rankings.
That's a big statement, and IMDb should get on this. He needs your movie reporters to really explain what's going on here, because this is real reviewing. This isn't movie reviewers doing reviews.
No.
This is like real reviewing of real people like you out there that are listening right now in your car, and you know this is true as well.
I was
Your
going to say, I'm
metal
doing it for the
coffins.
people in the metal coffins.
That's right. We stand for something.
Before we go, because I know we got to give out the keyword for Weezer here in just a second.
Yeah.
But we watched this because last week Kenzie got a speeding ticket, and so we watched The Fast and the
Okay,
Furious.
let's relax.
And now we watched Point Break because Brian said, okay, this movie, like The Fast and the Furious just stole from Point Break. And watching this movie, oh my God, I can't believe how much The Fast and Furious stole from Point Break. It's the same movie, just with way better actors.
Wait.
They replaced Vin Diesel with Patrick Swayze, or I guess the other way around.
Yeah.
And my God, can you tell the difference?
Wait, I think you're forgetting. Fast and Furious has a bunch of cars. Mm-hmm. It's a completely different movie. There's so many cars in it.
Listen, I want to try to plant my flag here that I said that before the internet said it.
You were number one?
As soon as I saw Fast, and listen, I love the Fast and Furious franchise.
I cannot share the same sentiment.
But I said, they stole the exact plot, and boy, did Point Break miss out in 91 of not starting that franchise. It's the same movie where a guy befriends a cop undercover, befriends the bad guy, and then he likes him so much he lets him go at the end.
Yeah.
Come on, just let me out there for one wave, man. I can't live in a box, man.
And
Sorry for a spoiler of Point Break.
I would have done the same thing if I was Keanu.
Sorry, Kenzie.
Oh, my goodness. Look, I did not love Fast and Furious. I did not like that movie at all. I love this movie. I feel comfortable giving this 8 waves out of 10.
8 waves?
8 waves.
Okay.
A really, really fun movie. If you've never seen it, spend the weekend watching it. It's on demand on YouTube TV. You can actually watch it for free if you're a YouTube TV subscriber. It was so good. Brian, thank you for bringing this movie into my life.
Well, you're welcome. And that's actually your highest, or ties your highest movie ranking so far. I don't think you've given anything a 9.
No, Shawshank and Pulp Fiction I would have had higher.
Okay, 9.
As a film critic, I do think Shawshank and Pulp Fiction are better than Point
dare
Break.
you.
But
How
not by
dare you.
much.
Well, excellent job the review of Point Break right there from Case the Producer.
Now is your chance to qualify for the golden ticket. Please don't text and drive. Standard message and data rates apply.
Q101.
Well, you want to go see Weezer at the Allstate Arena Friday, September 6th. Our great friends Live Nation working with us on this one to get it happen for you during the golden ticket. So this is your qualifying prize. Text sweater to 312-591-8300. That's SWEATER, sweater, to 312-591-8300 right now. That gets you 2 tickets to Weezer Allstate Arena and qualifies you for the golden ticket, access to everything Q101 does for an entire year, from Riot Fest to Riot Fest. Let's go.